Oh, wait till you see this. This is going to be funny. This is going to be so funny if everything works out. Guys, now this is the guy's vehicle, right, that he was pretty confident it had a remap. So were his mates, so was my assistant, and I was quite confident that it had something as well. There's other videos on that, but this is the part where it's going to get funny. Long story short, there's an iDrive hidden here that I believe he either doesn't know about or he doesn't know what it's capable of, right? So from the driver's view up here, you don't see it, right? But we know it's there. And he believes his vehicle had a remap. And he's just spending about $4,000 on his vehicle getting the injectors replaced. So how do you think he's going to feel when he gets it back and we say it did have a remap and we've got rid of it and we've got it's sent on Ultimate 9? So tell you what, funny video, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask permission to record him. I'm going to say let's go for a road test together just to make sure you're happy, and if he says yeah, no worries, you can record, I'll do a bit of that. If he says nah, not really, I'll say well okay, I won't, and I might sort of secretly record anyway, and then after the joke's up and we've all had a bit of a laugh, I'll say look mate, I did record it, I can delete it right now, or we'll share it with everyone for a laugh, because I reckon it'll be absolute, you'll be just on the floor, mate, you'll probably do a little wee in your pants, right? What sort of reaction you reckon you'd have if you had a vehicle on Ultimate 5 and you didn't know about it, and then it's on Economy 9? It's going to change, it's going to be a big game changer. Let's wait till he gets here, let's see how it works out. It might work out, it might not, let's see what happens, sit tight. Right, so here we are, we've got Kirk driving the vehicle. So mate, can you just remind everyone how long you've owned the vehicle?
I've owned it for about a year.
Yeah, it goes all right, yeah?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So we've just spent a fair bit of money on it, so hopefully it's still exciting afterwards, eh? You sort of seem to feel that it's had a remap or something, is that right?
I felt like it, yeah, definitely been tickled up in some form.
Yeah? And you said a few mates drove the vehicle and they sort of said, and they sort of said the same thing, yeah?
Same thing, yeah.
Same sort of thing. How many mates drove the car?
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, they all said, oh, it's definitely had something going on.
Range owners thought that, definitely punchy.
Punchy, goes all right, yeah? So they've driven other Prados like this before?
Hiluxes, not Prado.
Oh, okay, yep, so same motor, and they said this one goes all right.
Yeah.
So what's your first impression so far after spending $4,000 on the car?
She's a bit slow.
Just go straight.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay, so that's a good answer. That's what I said. Honest answers we're going to do. Just go straight up. Keep cruising.
Feels like when I'm cruising on the highway and I get a 1251.
Yeah. So quite sluggish, yeah.
Bit, mate.
So you don't want this map. You're not happy with this map? No, this isn't the factory map. This is worse than the factory map, I've got to tell you. So wouldn't you be heartbroken if you just spent $4,000 on the vehicle and you got it back and it drove like this, eh?
Oh, you would, wouldn't you?
All right. So I'll give you the good news and the bad news all together. It's all good news actually, but so the good news is it hasn't had a remap.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. The bad news is, well, I don't know. I don't think there is any bad news actually. So once we get past this next roundabout up here, just pull over on the first parking bay. I think there's some, little spare lanes on the side there, and I'll show you something that you might not have known about.
I know what you're about to do, I think.
Hey?
I know what you're about to do, I think.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Just pull it up here on the left. Watch out for those big concrete things. What do you think I'm going to do?
I think you're going to adjust the iDrive.
So there's an iDrive there.
Yeah.
So it's all in the iDrive. I wasn't sure if you knew. Yeah, okay, so have a look at the iDrive, have a look down there. Can you see where it is? Right, yeah, go down there. Can you see? Yeah, press that once. Alright, now let's drive again now, because it was on U5, that's what gives it all the punch, right? So you drive now, you'll be all smiles again now. Because I've been looking in the mirror, looking at your face since we drove out, and you're going, mate, what's going on here, mate, Anyway, so this was kind of planned. I really didn't know if you knew what that was there. I didn't know it was there because you can't see it there. So I went, hang on, he thinks it's got a remap, and because otherwise you would have told me that was there. So it's all. If you adjust that, let's do one more thing. We've got any cars behind us or not?
No cars.
Let's stop again when we can, where we can safely, and let's just pop it back to do you know how to work it? And you turn it off so it's actually standard then? So just put it to 2 lines, you know, so it's off. And then you know that that's standard kind of, you know, how it's meant to be. So round it on the side, that's it. So drive it like that. This is how they all are standard. So obviously that's that. You can set it on whatever you like. I've got an iDrive in my 120. I think it's set on U1, yeah?
Yeah.
Just because obviously, I mean, it's a good feeling, but it's kind of like you're flooring it all the time. You're going to use more fuel if you're on U5.
Yeah.
But being a manual, it's not too bad, and it's because you've got the bigger tyres as well. You're going to lose a bit of, you're going to, whenever you want, maybe turn around whenever you want, whenever it's safe to do so. We'll head back to base, but just thought that could have been even funnier if you didn't know the iDrive was there, because you said you think it's had a remap. I'm thinking, because you remember when you dropped it off, and I went for that quick drive, and you were still there, and I said it's got a bit of poke down low,
that's what I thought.
but nothing up high.
Yeah.
And you know, I didn't really think it through, you know, because I didn't see an iDrive on the left or right, so I didn't know at that point. But after the job, and I went for another drive, and my assistant, he's gone for a drive, and he's gone, mate, it's definitely had a remap.
Yeah.
His words, right? Yeah. Well, he didn't look too hard either, right? Like me. And then I went, well, I'm going to go for the final drive and make the final decision what remap it's had.
Yeah.
I checked for smoke, I checked on the diagnostic tool what's going on, and all the readings are normal, like it hasn't had a remap.
Yeah, right.
It's not blowing smoke like it's had a remap, because they all blow smoke. And I said, well, the third thing is I'm going to drive it again and see if it's got any top end, because it's got a big exhaust. And if it's had a remap, it's got to be pulling still at 3-4 grand, and it's not really doing that.
Yeah, it's not.
So I was literally driving right where you are now, and I've gone, what if somebody put a throttle controller on it, and they've put it on whatever setting, and they've just coiled it up and tucked it in behind the kick trim down the bottom right corner there. And so I'm going to go back to base and get down there and have a look. But before I did that, I got just past this roundabout we're going around now, and I went, well, let me just have a bit more of a look around, a bit more of a sticky beak. And I'll look around to the right, no, I'll look around to the left, and I've spotted it there, and I've gone, this is it. And I literally pulled over just up here, and of course had a look what it was on, turned it off, and went, well, that's what it is. So hasn't had a remap. Anyway, that's the video, guys. Hopefully you found it a bit entertaining. I did, and could have been better if you didn't know the iDrive was there, but it was still pretty good anyway. Catch us later. Thanks for watching. See you.